you had one message for the wider NHS and leaders within the NHS about how they can support people like you who will exist across the country in various trusts trying to do improvement but getting bogged down by the day job, what would your message to the wider system be?
I think for me it would be to really listen to the staff that are working in the systems. They are the experts, they understand what will work and what will make a difference. And we're too quick, as you've said, to fit into a mould or a plan that's already designed. And I think just by giving people that opportunity and that freedom to do what works will make a really big difference.
Perhaps my one message would be, if you've got a clinician or a manager interested in improvement, find them a buddy from outside their normal world and as a team, how can you help them take it further? So how can you invest in those people? How can you connect them? How can you give them the time and the space to develop?
It's somehow easier as two people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Each from a different perspective. Yeah. And it would have just given it a whole different perspective, I think, had we done this individually. So doing it together, clinician, manager partnership, I think that's the real secret ingredient to this, actually.
I think, certainly, whether speak for just Dan and I, but that's been what's made it such a joy, and how we've been able to get so much from it is it's the bit of our week that we look most forward to, that we've willingly invested so much time in, because there's nothing hanging over us. Have we achieved it? Have we got this far? We've had weeks where things have soared and weeks where it's just been a bit slower, but that's fine.
At the moment, it's about, how we're developing ourselves, but we're all committed to inspiring the next lot of people like us, the partnerships of clinician and management working together. So that's something we're going to talk about over the next 6 months, is how we can create a network or social movement to bring in new people, and what investment we might need to help support people like that, and what we can do, even though we're only in the early stages ourselves, in terms of mentorship and peer support, and what is it that's helped us get where we've got.
I think there's something about timing. I think right now, from an NHS perspective, we've talked a lot about people feeling tired, or that it's overwhelming in working in the NHS right now. It's one of the most challenging years I think we've had on record across a number of specialties. I work in urgent and emergency care, so from that perspective, one of the most challenging experiences for all our staff to keep coming back to work every day. So there's something in them that brings them, and what we've had the opportunity to do is the joy, the excitement, the pride, bringing all those things back. It's how we really start to spread that throughout the system, and I think we've got a great opportunity to do that.
Dan, you spoke earlier about practising QI all these years and not realising it.
Yeah, I think people are probably doing this in the organisations across the whole NHS, and for years I was just trying to do something different, or just try to think outside the box. And what I probably didn't realise I was doing all these years was the PDSA cycles. It was the creativity for improvement. So there's people probably doing this, but we need to find those people, and they need to share those ideas.
They need to find themselves, don't they? They need that message of, I'm doing that as well.
That. Okay, I could do this.
Oh my God, I'm a QI specialist. I didn't even know it.
All this time.
I think as a national organisation, it's been really interesting working with all of you and being part of this journey, because we learned that actually what's our role really? Well, it's only really to create the environment where people like you's job is made slightly easier rather than slightly harder. And often what we've learned from working with you is the ways that we can do that don't necessarily involve lots of money. Actually, it's often about creating a platform for folk to come together, creating connections, opportunities to learn. And it felt quite a different dynamic that we've had with you, and the success that you're having, and the fact that you want to carry on this network and possibly have a wider impact, I think is down to your energy and your enthusiasm. It's nothing to do with us, but I think if there's a message partly that I take back, it's how do we help create an environment that supports people to do that?
So I think for me it's been really quite an interesting experiment in trying to tie the theory of developing people improving care into a piece of practice. So it's been a lot of fun.
That's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it helps, doesn't it?
That's something Sir Peter Carr would have been believed in and passionate about.
There's something about living on that legacy and living on the fantastic work that Sir Peter Carr had given to us, NHS, and showing other people that it's something worth doing.